What's up? Welcome back to the channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I am going to be reacting to all of the Zenless Zone Zero character demos in anticipation of the release very soon. I believe it's tomorrow. And yeah, so I just felt that this was a good thing to do right before the release of the game, and what do you know, it would look like that Hoyo thinks the same thing, because as of like 40 minutes ago, they released a new demo for Ellen, so let's just go through this, starting with Billy. This is easily one of my favorites, just in general, but that's also just because Billy is one of the best characters, I feel like.
I wouldn't say so.
I love
Work's been a bit
how
much
this entire opening works, making you think that it's two, like, people actually, but then also just every piece of this animation is perfect.
Get your guns and let's get this over with.
Oh, okay, I'm coming. No time for a transformation again.
It is wild that being a robot, he has some of the most fluid animation.
Let's go big and light up the starry sky.
So be my gas, I will let you gas. 3, 2, 1, let's play a little game. Watch out.
I love the music of this as well. And my god, they give us more there for him than like any of the other characters other than, I mean, I guess Nicole. I love the style of the dual pistols, and it really only is matched by, like, some Deadpool things, I feel like. This is such a cute moment. I love the guns being shy and stuff. The sound effects are perfect. That is easily, I think, my favorite shot.
Round 2.
God. Yeah, and then we get a little bit of a cameo. But yeah. This was a almost perfect trailer to open with, I feel like. And it helps that Billy is just like one of the fan favorite characters.
Yo, yo, yo,
And then we return to just this amazing animation.
I got you some high-quality gun oil.
I love the angle of this also.
Did you hear? We're getting some gun oil. Hope it's the thick, rejuvenating one.
I'd rather get the
And of course there can be jokes made here. I also just love how much animation is happening in the background still.
Buy 4, get 1 free. It even came with an exclusive poster.
Cheap stuff.
I also love how
Come on now.
even if you don't know what Starlight Night is, you can still get the idea of what's going on. It's so fun. But yeah, just gonna real quick go through it again one time. Not gonna be too thorough about this because I already said a lot of my thoughts, but
Yeah. Did you sleep well?
you know, I just love the banter between the two guns. It's real fun. And I love how more, like, serious they are despite just being guns and not even being conscious entities.
Hurry up, Billy. Just get your guns and let's get this over with.
Oh,
God.
okay, I'm coming. No time for a transformation again.
I also just love
Never mind. Bad guys
Billy's
are waiting for a
voice
beer.
acting.
Let's
It's
go.
great. I love this transition.
Let's go big and light up the starry sky.
So be my gas, I will let you gas.
Oh
3,
my
2,
God.
1, let's play a little game.
But yeah,
Watch out.
like I said, just the style of all of this is perfect. Yeah, and for, like, a lot of these demos, the music isn't necessarily my personal style, but it works so good for this style. It aesthetically is just so good. I also just love a lot of these visual effects.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that bit's great. I love all of these various camera shots. They have just such good cinematography for this.
Piece of cake.
The reload is, once again, my favorite shot.
Round 2.
I love the layering of the voices there. And we see the burst, of course. Yeah, no, it's wild. Like, though this trailer and a lot of the Zenless Zone Zero character demos don't necessarily hold the same weight, at least yet, for me as some of the, like, best of Genshin or HSR, just pure style-wise, I think they have pretty much every trailer beat. And this is like a prime example of it.
As a reward for your hard work, I got you some high-quality gun oil. Let me look for it.
This is...
Did you hear?
Yeah, no, this is just so
Gun oil.
fun.
Hope it's the thick
That's really the only way to describe it.
I'd rather
I just want to draw attention again to the background animation. It's just so good despite being literally out of focus.
Buy 4, get 1 free. It even came with an
God, yeah.
exclusive poster.
cheap stuff.
Yeah. Now,
Come on now.
that's pretty much everything I have to say about this one. It's just so good.
If only you could speak.
I like how the end there acknowledges that they can't speak, they are just guns. This is all in his head. But the last thing I'd actually want to call out is if you saw my reaction to Lycaon's character demo, which we'll actually get back around to in this, then you would have seen that one of the comments I made about that was how fluid some of the solid containers and stuff in that were, which was really interesting to me. But going back and watching this, it's more subtle, but you can see on the box of the gun oil that it has a little bit of that squishiness as well, which is interesting. It clearly is just something about the aesthetic animation style that they have here. Everything is fluid, nothing really maintains its shape unless it's just like static, but whenever something is moving, it's going to shift and morph, which is just great. I love it. Yeah, with that, gonna move on to the next one. All right, next up we have Nicole, which, I mean, if Billy is one side of what the entire community was looking forward to with this game, Nicole is the other side. And I feel like it's perfect that those two were the first that got demos. So, just gonna jump right into it, but the one thing I will remind for anybody who has forgotten or just wasn't part of the community at the time, this demo came out right around all the drama of all the censorship in the betas and stuff was being talked about, and I just want you to keep that in mind when we see the first couple shots of this.
Anby,
Consider the following.
special kind of bamboo.
It
Worth a lot.
very much is the answer
Then what are we waiting for?
to all of that. Like,
Okay.
God!
You guys ready?
Oh my god.
I'm
Now,
excited.
I originally wasn't sure how I felt about this demo,
Treasure.
but
A little bit tricky.
after a while I decided, yeah, no,
I draw your
it's great. I would argue that it is more so music-wise than Billy's out of my personal, like, wheelhouse, but it really works well for her, and once again, just the vibe works really well. And, yeah, no, it's just a great demo. This is a favorite moment of mine, like the one guy, like, what's going on? Yeah. And I actually do sort of enjoy the chopped lyrics there. Yeah, and all of these unique animation bits, first off, just, oh my god. But also, it's just such good animation. Yeah, a lot more straightforward of a demo than Billy's, but just to click through it again, I like that it
Anby,
opens
what's our target this time?
with Nicole basically being like, okay, what's the job, what we doing? Professional first, but then, and we like hear from everybody, but then she just
Okay.
gets into the vibe
You guys ready?
and shows off for the camera in every way possible.
I'm
And yeah, no, this entire opening bit just does a great job of showing off her character, I feel like. I love that she has a flip phone. I love the entire, like, tech level that is in the game. It's really interesting. Her animations are great, as always. Yeah, no. Like a lot of these demos, this one very much grew on me, and my main takeaway from it is the beginning and ending animations of Nicole really were just so perfectly timed, given all of the conversations in the community at the time. But yeah. It's all just great. And honestly, I think she still looks great. I don't think there's anything lost. But, yeah, no, it's great. And I just want to jump back to this one spot, if I can find it. Yeah, no. I think outside of just the goddamn effect of the beginning and ending bits of animation of her, this is my favorite moment of the demo, just comedically, because of this guy right here. Just the entire fight stops, this guy was mid-swing, and he's just like, what's going on? And just trips. It's great. I love it. There is just such strong visual comedy in this. With that, though, gonna move on to the next one. Next up, we have Anby. Now, this one is a bit of a different vibe of a demo, but I actually like it quite a bit. So, don't have as much pretense to say about this one as I did for Nicole's, so let's just get right into it. I love how sort of mundane this initial opening bit is. It very much helps to set Anby's vibe compared to Billy and Nicole, who are much more showy. Which is very fitting, because, you know, just is great for character dynamics as well. I love the focus on her headphones and the music and stuff in this. It's really fun. Yeah, and it's interesting, because this initial bit of music is much more in line with a lot of the actual gameplay music. But then we get a little bit of the lyrics to make it just a little bit more. I love the axe kick. Once again, even if she's not as showy as the others, she has such good style regardless. And in a moment here, we get my favorite sequence, because I am a big fan of just long, uncut fight scenes, and this is that. It's so nice. I love it. And then we exit whatever that was, and Nicole's here. I will admit, something about her voice acting here is, like, a little off to me, but it works. And, I mean, fucking that is the thing. And I love the turning back on of the music, having it had faded away earlier, but now it comes all the way back. I love just that it sort of gives the vibe that her music lets her sort of get into the zone better or whatever. And, yeah, no, it's just great. I very much enjoy Anby's character, at least from what I've seen. And once again, I love this end bit, as I do for pretty much everything in all these trailers. Part of it is just Billy and Nicole's dynamic here. But I just love this because this just feels like the kind of shit that would happen if this was an anime.
Forget the editing.
Like,
why didn't you come
just
when there's
them
what's happening
vibing.
me and Anby?
Anby is just not involved in this debate, and while they're arguing, she just pulls a burger out of nowhere and just, nope, just nom. Oh, it's so good.
Use your head next time.
Oh, yeah. No, it's so good. I love it. Yeah, no, this one, like I said, has a very immediately different vibe, but I really like it. It honestly probably is one of my favorites, just because I enjoy the vibe. Yeah, it's good. I'd say Billy's probably wins out just because it is Billy, and the vibes on Billy are immaculate, but for me personally, this, I think, is the demo that resonates strongest with me. Because, let's face it, I am the person who wears headphones in any situation and is the more quiet one in kinds of scenarios like this. I say as if I have been in a fight. But I think you get the point. I also just love the lightning aesthetic. And I'd say the music is the kind of thing that I'd be more likely to listen to. Like, still, it's not in my kind of preferences, but still. And I love how the music comes out for this section to just be the fight. And that was a terrible Molotov throw, but oh well. Yeah. Oh god, that's... I love that part.
Looks like the party isn't over.
And of course, even when it's not Nicole's demo, Nicole's just still Nicoling in her animations, if you know what I mean. Which, yeah. I do very much like that, despite how over-the-top the animations of Nicole are, Anby, it's basically not there. It's much less pronounced. Which is partially just body type, but I like that it's not just a universal. Yeah. No, I'd say for just pure vibes, the fight scene part is my favorite, but for just pure enjoyment comedy, this is one of my favorite moments in any of the demos. Because it's just such a good little vibe interaction. And I've used the word vibe way too many times in my descriptions here, but I think that Zenless Zone Zero is sort of based on vibes, so it works, I'd say. Yeah, with that, I think that's just about all I have to say about that one, so gonna move on to the next one. Now we have Nekomata's, which is an interesting one. Once again, the vibes are a bit different, but it's really nice, honestly, in this one. I quite enjoy it, so I'm just gonna get straight into it.
I get it. You've made a fortune in new Eridu.
I love how hard they lean into the catgirl aesthetic here.
Like me,
it's sort of funny.
public security and the association protecting you.
Yeah.
But now you're back, expecting me to
The
deliver justice.
music for this one is... I really love how it starts. Just this vaguely ominous lower key vibe works really well for her. And just the animation of her swinging that around as it becomes a more stylistic background is so cool. Now, as per all of the others, like I've said, it's not like my preferred kind of music, so when the lyrics come in, it's not like anything I'm crazy about, but once again, it works for her vibe perfectly. So many just moments of animation here are great, like the way she walks on her hands is amazing. Just everything about her animations are amazing. I love all the shots where it zooms in on her eyes.
Damn it! I can't catch her!
I also love how it almost makes her the, like, antagonist predator figure there for a moment. And I love how it just gets so much more stylized here rather than materially what's going on. God. And then we get a few cameos in here, which is cool. And then she's just jumping over and yawning. Yeah, I don't necessarily have as much to say about this one because it is just a bit more pure vibes than anything, I'd say.
That all you got, little mice?
Yeah. That is something I found with a lot of the characters, is I feel like they figure out the gimmick of the character and really lean into it. Like, she is a cat girl beyond cat girls. There's a few of the characters later that really are leaned into their vibes. Nicole is goddamn. And yeah, rather than just rewatching this because I don't have as much to say about it, I'm just going to sort of click through and see if anything comes to mind for me. As always, the animation is just so fluid. Just going to replay this one little bit here at the beginning, because I'd honestly say that this initial bit is my favorite of the demo, just visuals-wise, because something about her twirling her blades around just hits right for me. Other than that, just the entire trailer is great. I'd say my other favorite moment is the way she walks on her hands at one point here. Yeah, how she walks on her hands there. Just something about that is so fun. But yeah, I'd say really those are the two shots I want to emphasize. But other than that, solid demo, but not much else for me to really say that I haven't said about the others. So, gonna move on to the next one. Now we get to Lycaon's character demo, which, if this isn't the first video on my channel that you've seen, there's a decent likelihood that you have seen my reaction to this. So, I'm just going to sort of run through this once, sort of restate a few things, but if you want, like, my full initial impressions on this, check that video out. It's my first reaction to it, so it's a lot more just my initial thoughts. So, yeah, just going to get right into this. Being the first that isn't from the Cunning Hares that gets a demo, I love how immediately they distinguish the vibes. Like, with this acoustic guitar and this sort of somber, calm situation, serious,
area requires further cleaning. And
then we come here, and though I wasn't as, like, immediately hooked by this music for when I first watched it, going back, this is objectively the best song, in my opinion, of all of the demos. At least of the ones I've seen. Because, I don't know, it's just sort of my vibes. I love good guitar, piano, just that kind of thing. It's just so good. And the vocals are so fun. They, like, just perfect the vibe. And I love just the little narrative that exists here. It's really easy to follow. It does perfect to show off his casual style. The way he just repositions things, never allows damage to the goods, as he just destroys all of these guys. And it's just so good. It's so good. And I love just this moment of quiet. He composes himself, and then he goes into his burst. It's so good. This is, honestly, watching this now, I was saying that Billy was probably my favorite. I think this is my favorite demo. Though the other two demos have moments that I find funnier, I'd say the humor in this one is lesser to those other ones. This one is just, in every way, so good for me, at least. And I think a lot of people agree with me, based on how many people like the Dogman. Yeah.
Thank you for using Victoria.
And then he's all professional.
Look forward to serving you again.
Never letting it slip. Like, never letting his professionalism slip. But there's this little sign here of his tail's wagging. He's happy. He did a good job, and he's happy. It's just fun. But not going to go through just watching it again, because there's an entire other reaction of me doing that. But just a couple things I want to call out is one of the best spots to see what I want to point out is right at the beginning here of notice how fluid that box is. And it can again be seen up ahead here when the box transfer happens, of how they just squish and move and twist. It just is this really interesting thing that I mentioned in Billy's trailer and I mentioned in my other reaction, which I just love from an aesthetic standpoint. It's really grown on me. The only other thing I want to call out is right around here is the other main reason why this is probably my favorite demo, is it does the thing I was talking about in Anby's demo that I really love, is just the no cuts, just pure fighting and badass, like, energy from him. And it's so good. I love it. But yeah. The vibes are immaculate here, as always, but in a whole new way that is so much more in line for me. I love it. But with that, I will move on to the next one. Now, next up is Grace's demo. This, once again, is another one that I have released a separate video about when it first came out. So check that out if you want to see my initial opinions on this, but I'm just going to do another quick run through here and sort of state my opinions now after a while since it came out. I really enjoy Grace's character. It's not exactly what I was expecting, but it's fun. I like it.
They found a mechanical ethereal at the scene.
Really?
Just her pure excitement about machines is really fun. And yeah, I also just like the aesthetic of this demo. It's a lot brighter than a lot of the others. And music-wise, aesthetically, it's much more in line with some of the Cunning Hair ones. But once again, it works. And the animation is great. I love how just bouncy she is, how light on her feet she is. And she sort of enters her mindscape there for a moment. Yeah, no, just her pure, unadulterated joy of things is fun. And I find it interesting, the lyrics of this, as they sort of very much paint a picture of her character as well. Like all the others do, but it's a little more clear, to me at least. But once again, she's in her mindscape here, just sort of analyzing the thing.
Wow, it's so ugly yet so creative.
And she just...
I wonder what it looks like inside.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah. No, I really enjoy her as a character, and this demo by extension. And also, just her character design is immaculate. I love it. She, as I say in my original video about this demo, she is right up my alley.
You're unbelievable, sis.
And I love the camera angle for this, where it just stays locked on the perspective of this destroyed mechanical ethereal.
That's why you're the
And this is a really cute interaction. I'd say it's my favorite thing, and my god, the way she walks up here.
Have a little looky-loo inside this child.
And oh my god. I would say that Grace is just underneath Nicole of the goddamn type of character. But where Nicole very much is for everybody, Grace is more in line for me. But moving on, not gonna belabor this one further. If you want my further thoughts on this demo, watch my other video. Now we are on to Rina's character demo. Now, this one I don't have a video on, but I recorded one and was intending to release it, but then the audio was fucked because I somehow managed to not record the audio of the demo. And yeah, no, it just would have taken too much effort to fix that. So I just decided to scrap it and give my opinions on it in video form once I got around to doing this. So, though this isn't my first viewing of this, it will be my first reaction to it in video form. So let's just get into it. Rina as a character I like, but she definitely isn't my favorite. I love some of her aesthetic things, but I don't know. She just doesn't, like, hit me the same as some of the others.
Number one.
No trespassing
but
on private property.
I find the opening here really fun. Classic sort of nightmare bedtime story, campfire story type thing. I like the way she sort of floats with lightning.
Good
And
children will be rewarded
goddamn,
handsomely.
very much like Nicole, they have a mind of their own.
As for the naughty
I will admit, her entire, like, puppet aesthetic, her floating is really fun. Her music is really distinct. I do not think she is a bad character by any means. She's really cool, she really fits her aesthetic. Just doesn't necessarily click for me for whatever reason. And the quality of this demo, like all of them, is really good.
quiet in the lobby.
I don't think it's any worse. It arguably is better in some places. Yeah, no, it's just great. I love the puppeteer aesthetic, and just objectively, my favorite part is her ult. The way the threads move and her fingers move there is just perfect to me. And in line with all of them, there has to be some kind of vocals or something, so I like how that is. And I like the aesthetic here of her, like, title card. I don't know, it's just fun. And then we get this part here, which is effectively its own entire scene. I love Ellen in the background,
This meal with care to assist in
just
your
sleeping. And here's the gimmick of her character. She is not good at cooking,
This child is but a mere
which I find
fool.
fun. It's a bit tropey, but
Well then,
it works
Sir
well.
Lycaon, please accept it.
And I love
I have recalled a task I've
I
yet to
love
finish. Please excuse
how
me.
he reacts.
Then, Corin?
Number 5. Don't eat anything made by Rina. Unless you're me.
Now, if I understand correctly, because I haven't really heard much of Ellen's voice, I think that's Ellen, which is just a fun little detail. It's like a fun addition to the dynamic of Rina's a terrible cook. No one wants to get her food except for Ellen. She'll just go for it, which I like. It's fun. Now, I don't have a ton to say about this, but, you know, like I said, the vibes on this initial bit are really nice. They have that nice spooky aesthetic. I'd say my two favorite shots are the one I called out earlier of her, just her ult, where the way her fingers and the threads move. But I'd honestly say this upside down shot with her floating and coming closer is my other favorite shot. Just it aesthetically is so strong. But yeah, no, I don't think I necessarily have too much more to say. With that, though, I think I'll move on then. Now we get to Soldier 11's character demo, which I have not seen yet. Both this and the one that came out for Ellen earlier tonight, I have not seen at all. I haven't seen any shots, I haven't seen any clips, I haven't seen any screenshots. So I'm going completely in blind for these. So let's just go straight into it and see what we've got here. Soldier 11's an interesting character. I don't know much about them.
Defense Force, Soldier 11.
Okay.
Customized training program activated. Difficulty, highest.
Okay, so a training program.
Requirement, highest. Challenge parameters, highest.
Ooh, I'm already liking the music.
Begin.
Ooh. Oh, wow, okay. Are we gonna count up to 11? Ugh. I'm liking how fucking hard this music is going. I love some strong bass. Oh, it's counting down. I actually really like this song. That was a solid transition. Ooh. Okay, this is cool. Oh, fun combat scene. Yeah, okay, 11.
Training complete.
Nice. Cool. Okay. really straightforward. Like, really straightforward. But I think that fits her character, because based on the little bit I've seen, even more than Anby, she's the quiet type. She's very serious, not outspoken. Seems like she's all about being professional and on the job. Which, honestly, it's cool. I like the vibe. Just gonna go through it again to see if I pick anything up.
Soldier 11. Customized training program.
I really like the
highest.
whole vibe of this being a training like program or whatever.
Begin.
I also just like all the different enemies. I like the focus on her sword. Yeah, no, this is a really, like I said, straightforward demo, but it works, I'd say. And there's a lot of really good transitions here, I'd say. Lots of fun stuff with aspect ratios of, like, the way the borders come in there. I love how all this is in her sword for a moment there. Yeah, and I think this part musically is my favorite. Honestly, the way her sword grinds in there is so cool. Oh yeah, no, that's fun. I like the colors of the fire going rainbow there for a moment. And then, that's just fun, her blocking the bullets. Yeah.
Training complete.
Don't really have too much more to say about it other than just, like always, the style is on point. Seems to really fit the character. I'm really curious about this one, actually. Just by a character standpoint, given how little they really express themselves. And given the fact that I doubt Soldier 11's their name, unless they are, like, a Firefly scenario. But, yeah, interesting. Anyways, gonna move on to the next one. Now, finally, we have Ellen's character demo. This came out just earlier tonight, not long after I started recording this, and I'm really excited to see this one, because Ellen is up there for characters that I'm interested in seeing what they're like, and from what I understand, she's supposed to be one of the first limited 5-stars for one of the first banners, so, I mean, I look forward to pulling for her, and I'm curious to see what this shark girl maid can do. Let's check out their trailer. I'm curious what the vibes are going to be. Okay. Calm start. Immediate focus on the shark tail. Ooh. Casual vibes. Nice. Oh! Oh, I actually love this. Oh my god. This is so cute. I didn't expect this. Ooh, I love that transition. Ooh. Oh, I love this, honestly. Hell yeah. I'm loving the music. Oh, what is that animation? Oh, interesting. Takes off like an earpiece or whatever. Oh, the animation here is great. Oh my god. Oh! They're going hard! I love that she uses, like, scissors. Or shears or whatever. I think they're meant to be scissors. Oh. I'm loving the aesthetic of this. Oh, wow. This is not at all what I expected when I first saw her in one of the previous, like, trailers. Oh, that transition. Oh, fucking Ellen Joe. Hell yeah.
I found you. Let's go. Remember the store I mentioned?
The three of you can go without me.
Seriously? The more the merrier.
Oh, the pout. The pout's really cute.
Gotcha.
I didn't agree yet.
You should buy me ice cream in return.
No way. Mona was the one who bought this.
Sounds right. It's not like Ruby to save her pocket money.
So good.
Don't expose me like that.
I have more over here. Want some?
Oh.
How?
Oh, that is... Oh, that's so fun. Oh, wow. It is not at all what I expected, but in, like, the best way possible. I adore this. Honestly, I don't think I could just say I have a favorite anymore. Like, Lycaon's is, I'd say, the closest to my personal preferences. Billy's is the funniest, I'd say, to me. Anby's is, I think, one of the cooler ones. It's probably the one just under Lycaon for, like, my personal preferred aesthetic. And then this one, Ellen's, is just so feel good. And I did not expect that from her. I expected her to be so much moodier. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna go through it again, because I'm not just gonna do it once. I love how chill the beginning here is. This very much gives me the vibe that she might be, like, in school or something? Like, not in this moment, but she might be a student rather than anything else. I love her just hanging out with her friends. Like, I love just the little friend group here, despite not knowing anything about them. And then she gets a commission, and I love the transition as she enters her outfit. And then, just something about the music here is so good. I absolutely adore the style of guitar here, of electric guitar that's, like, very precise. And I honestly love the lyrics. And they taunt her. I love how fluid the animation on them are. I imagine, like, she was probably told to calm down or back off or something, but she's just like, fuck that. And then this, I think, is just from a cool factor of my favorite part. I love how original a lot of the weaponry in this is as well. I also just love the visual aesthetic here. The colors and shapes and stuff are just great to me. I love all these sort of falling or floating or whatever aesthetics to her as, yeah. This is easily my most feel-good of the demos. I will almost definitely be coming back to this demo quite a bit. I don't see this one getting old for me. At least for a long time. I also just love her vibe, both in her casual and official outfit. And then she's just so cute in this little bit here. The animation on her face is so fun. Her pout is the most adorable thing.
Gotcha.
I didn't agree yet.
I love how sorta gloomy she still is.
No way. Mona was the one who bought this.
Sounds right. It's not like Ruby to save
Yeah, no,
her
this
pocket
is
money.
just so
Expose me like that.
so feel good. That's how I'd describe it.
How?
I love it. I love it. There's just a couple more things I want to point out, because I need to stay focused, or else I'm just gonna keep watching it. Which I'll, let's face it, probably do after I finish this video, but still. Once again, I love this little transition here, but I also just want to acknowledge, I absolutely love the shark with a cone, which I guess is like her lock screen or whatever, which, it's just so cute. I love the shark with the cone. I want one. Oh, that's so fun. But, yeah, no. I absolutely love the energy. I'd say that this entire bit from where the action shots start through most of the demo is just sort of perfect to me. I love how fluid they are, like, even more so than a lot of the game is. Yeah, no, this is just so fun. Okay. I need to stop myself or I'm just going to watch the rest of it. But I just want to call out another thing, which is... If I can get it here. Yes, that right there. This motherfucker. What is he doing? That is no kind of posture to be shooting. He is JoJo's posing to all hell. I love it. Oh, that is so good. I love that. It's so fun. And then I'm just doing this again because I can't not, because just from an, as I said, an action shot perspective, that is my favorite shot. But, yeah. The entire aesthetic of this is so good. I'm just repeating myself at this point, but I absolutely love it all. Oh yeah. Yeah. So good. But with that, to stop myself from just gushing over this more, I'm gonna call it there. With that, we've gone through all of the release demos so far. I imagine that we won't be getting another demo prior to the release of the game, unless they surprise drop one tomorrow as well. But I find it much more likely they'll just have, like, some other trailer or something. Okay, this is editing Sylvan coming back just because I needed to point something out I realized that just makes me love this demo even more. It's right here. Want to see if any of you can pick up on it. Is... Listen to that. Listen to the sound of her deflecting the bullets. Compare that to the music. It may just be me hearing things, but I think it lines up to the beats of the music a little bit, which I absolutely adore. Because it's bum bum, ba ba ba, ba ba ba. And that sort of lines up with the guitar and stuff. And, oh, I just love that. I love it. It's one of my favorite things is when fight scenes line up the action with the music. And I can't believe I didn't notice that sooner. And like I said, of course, I might just be hearing things. It's like not obvious enough that that is absolutely what they're doing, but it's close enough that I am taking it as I want to like this trailer even more, and that makes me like it even more. So yeah, just needed to say that. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment of what you think of any of the demos, Ellen's in particular, because it's the new one. And if you are as hyped as me for the release tomorrow, I assure that I will be there for the release of the game and get a video out about that to all of you as soon as possible. So, yeah, I hope you all have a great day. Goodbye.